Hey guys, what's up? My name is Maddie and I'm an online health and fitness coach. I love helping women lose weight without all the fad diets and the stupid trends that go around the internet. Rant over. But if you are on a fitness journey and you like science-backed information, feel free to subscribe to my channel because I put out new videos every single Friday. I am very active on here and on Instagram, so feel free to check out my page on there as well. But if you ever have topic requests for lessons, feel free to comment those down below because I do take requests because I love teaching you guys information on what you actually care about. And speaking of requests, one of mine last week was about protein. You've probably heard it a million times from fitness coaches online. Get in your protein, hit your macros, blah, 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 blah. But you might not even know why we're saying those things. Number one, I am going to teach you why you even need protein in the first place. And number two, if you're anything like me and you do not love meat and you're not pounding a steak every single day and you don't know all the sources of protein to get in, I'm gonna give you some tips for that. You're welcome. So to go ahead and start right off, I'm going to tell you why you need protein in the first place. So the first reason is because protein is the macronutrient that reduces your appetite and keeps you a lot fuller for a lot longer. Your body has hunger hormones. Specifically, ghrelin is lowered by protein. Plus, protein is the macronutrient that takes the longest to digest in your body. Double win right there, am I right? I'm right, I'm always right. But another important part about protein is that it increases your muscle mass and strength. So if you are someone who is trying to build muscle, which a lot of times you'll hear people in the fitness industry call this like their bulking phase, the macronutrient protein is promoting muscle growth. If you are strength training on top of that, right? Because essentially all protein is the building block of your muscles. But do not take that out if you are on a weight loss journey. Want to know why? I would. Okay, so if you are trying to lose weight, which in the fitness industry people call that cutting, eating adequate protein amounts prevents muscle loss and instead promotes fat loss. Because a lot of the times, if you're not eating the correct amount of protein, you will be losing muscle instead of fat, which you can watch my other videos about this. I will link that above, but it's actually a very common occurrence in weight loss if they are not eating the correct protein amounts or doing the correct exercises. It's also very good for your bone health and really helps to prevent osteoporosis and fractures. So if you're eating the correct amount of protein while strength training, increases your bone density, and that helps you a lot long term. It also helps reduce the feelings of cravings or binging. If you're like me, I used to experience this all the time, but they've done research studies on this and they prove that if you have elevated amounts of protein during the day, especially earlier in the day, like around the morning times, this increases your body's dopamine and nutrient levels, which decreases your urge to binge later on, which is pretty freaking cool. But another thing, if you thought I was done, I'm not. Eating the right amounts of protein boosts your metabolism and your body's fat burning abilities. So eating the right amount of protein boosts your body's TEF, which is your thermic effect of food, which just means it's the amount of calories required by your body to digest that food. So people with elevated amount of regular protein intake can literally burn anywhere from like 100 to 200 extra calories in one day simply just by having extra protein amounts. And if you're someone who has already lost weight, it helps you maintain weight. And protein is also very vital to help repair any injuries that you might sustain. And that's why if you are someone who is strength training, protein is a key factor in your diet, right? Because essentially when you're strength training, you're not building the muscle then. You're actually ripping your muscle fibers apart. Your rest and recovery process is so important because that is when the protein is binding them back together stronger. That's why it's important to rest people. But it's the exact same thing when you have an injury, right? And then it just helps you stay fit as you age. So if you want to be a MILF, eat your protein. But I'm giving you all of these reasons and you might be sitting there and being like, okay, but I freaking hate eating meat and protein and all that kind of stuff. And let me just tell you, I 100% feel you on that. If you would have told me a couple years ago that I would be consistently eating over 100 grams of protein, which isn't even that much, I would have told you you're freaking nuts. But over time, I have found many hacks to getting up my protein levels, and I'm about to share those with you. But I want to go over some basics with you because you might not even know. I'm laughing, but for a while, I didn't even know when I first started my journey what the macros even were. Like, what is protein? What are fats? What are carbs? I didn't know. And so why would I expect you to know either, right? I'm gonna put up images on the screen of what protein even is, because there are so many different sources that we're not really told about. Basically, I feel like everybody knows, like, you know, chicken, beef, turkey, whatever meats are protein, but we have a million sources of protein at our disposal that we don't even know about. Now I'm gonna give you some hacks on what I do in order to get up my levels when I'm having like a low day. If you're someone who is a fan of powders, you can just mix them. Not really my thing, but if you do, something that does make it taste better is mixing it with milk. I think a lot of people just assume that you have to mix it in water, and that is not true. Honestly, I think that's when it tastes absolutely disgusting. And if I have to mix it with something that is just a liquid, I am mixing it with milk, absolutely. But my absolute favorite thing to do with this, if you follow all the fitness girls on like Instagram and TikTok, everyone's always talking about protein oats. And if you don't know what protein oats are, they're delicious if you make them right, okay? And you can take any flavor of protein powder and put them in oats and bake them. Or put them in the microwave if you don't have time to bake them, and they become this chocolate, like for me, I love chocolate. They become this chocolatey goodness. Ugh, it's a dessert. You're basically eating dessert for breakfast and you're getting like 40 grams of protein, which is awesome. And you just sprinkle in some chocolate chips in there. So that's always a go-to for me. But a huge hack for anything, adding Greek yogurt. Plain Greek yogurt to anything that requires like sour cream. Tastes the exact same mixed into anything. I know it smells a little funky, but I promise it works fantastic. Any Mexican dish, any soup, Chipotle, I will get my Chipotle bowl and I will add my own sour cream, Greek yogurt. It works wonders and it adds like 10 grams of protein right there. It's amazing. But you can also add the protein powder to your Greek yogurt or to desserts. Like if you're making brownies, add some non-flavored protein powder. You don't even know it's there. There's so many hacks you can do with protein powder. But to continue on with my Greek yogurt charade, you can take vanilla Greek yogurt and mix it with protein powder of your choice. I like to do chocolate protein powder with vanilla Greek yogurt. Weird, I know. But you mix those together and then you add a little bit of the JELLO mix, put that in there. It creates a really cool consistency, and then you can add like crunchy toppings. Again, like 35 grams of protein right there. It tastes like a dessert. It's delicious. And anything that you need like extra creaminess to, you can add it. So for me, I would put it in my mac and cheese sometimes. Sounds weird, but it actually tastes really good. Just don't put too much because then you get the sourness. But then if you're just looking for random snacks, pot stickers. Didn't think a fitness coach would tell you to go buy pot stickers, did ya? Y'all, one serving sometimes has like 15 grams of protein in it. Have 2 servings of that. It's like 500 calories, 30 grams protein. I like it. The Tyson chicken strips, they've got like buffalo, they've got blackened. You take those, you mix them into anything you're making. Like, I'll make ramen noodles, cook up some broccoli, take those blackened chicken strips, throw them in there. Delicious. Pre-make some shredded chicken and just pre-make it for the week. You can add that to literally any kind of meal and it's just there. Protein bars, if you're someone who likes bars. Really, you just want to find things that you like and know how to read a nutrition label, which I can do a lesson on that too if you're someone who struggles with that. But if you are someone who needs like a concrete, okay, tell me how much to get and I will do it, let me tell you, okay? So you're gonna want your goal to be typically around 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal. And if you're eating snacks, just try to get in like 10 to 20 grams. And again, I want to emphasize that not every single day is going to be perfect. That is something that I made a big mistake of thinking that I was gonna hit this allocated protein amount every single day. No, you're gonna have days when you go out to the restaurants and you're gonna want like, I don't know, a grilled cheese sandwich. There's probably not gonna be any protein in that. Should you say no to that grilled cheese? Absolutely freaking not. Right? And protein can be hard, especially when you're not used to getting it in or if you're not a huge fan of the typical protein sources. Over time, once you start getting used to trying to prioritize it, it will get a lot easier, but just give yourself some grace. And know that eventually it will just become something that's second nature to you. So I hope these tips were helpful. Comment down below what you're going to try. For me, the most helpful thing that I found was the Greek yogurt tip. That saved my life. I put it in my chili last night and it was so good. But it's different for everybody. So I would love to hear what was the most helpful for you. And like I said before in this video, I post every single Fridays on here. So if you like what you heard today, please feel free to subscribe and share this content with anybody you think would find it interesting. My name is Maddie and I am your online health and fitness coach. I do train people one-on-one, so if you are interested in training, feel free to apply. The link is down below in my bio. But until next Friday, I hope you guys have a great week and I will talk to you guys later. Bye y'all.